And then I found like wrestling, and I just absolutely love everything that it has brought me. But being an athlete, yeah, touching base on what you said, like the mental standpoint, I would be completely lying to everyone if I sat here and said I didn't struggle with that. Most days it's not a matter of like if you can actually do it, but mentally, yeah, I'm like, well, can I do this? Like I still don't know. But trying to find that healthy balance between push yourself a little more, whether it's in the gym, practice at wrestling, gymnastics, whatever it is. You need to also know when, okay, hey, mentally I am exerting myself more than I physically can take on at this given moment, and I need to just know that everything I am doing and putting forth is enough. I am enough. And that's something I struggled with maybe my whole life. And I feel like being an athlete, I hate to say my whole life was depending on scores, numbers, someone else's viewpoint on, is that good enough? And that's a heavy balance that as athletes, we need to know when to take a step back. And it's not saying, hey, I don't have more in the tank to give, or I'm not dedicated enough. It's just knowing the fine line of, hey, this is more than I mentally can take on at this moment. And that's something that I'm learning.
I mean, it's a process. And so it makes sense. Like you were saying, you knew gymnastics your entire life, and then you're switching over to bodybuilding, fit or, figure competitions. You've got to learn from there. Like, you're not going to walk out the first day of lifting heavier and you're going to be like, all right, I can go compete now. No, you got to build on top of that. So it's good that you have the mental thought process of, okay, I do struggle. You just got to recognize it, embrace it, and then move forward and make yourself stronger than you were before.
Right.
Yeah. Now, I want to get to mental health later, but right
absolutely.
now, I want to talk more about WoW Women of Wrestling. Like you said, you are one of the newest superheroes there. How did you get into how did WoW become part of your life?
Well, so again, I feel like everything intertwines, and life is a series of just happy accidents. I've come to realize. I don't even think accident is the proper word. Everything is just all aligned and intertwined. So how WoW Women of Wrestling came about my life is it goes back to bodybuilding. I was not competing at the moment, but this guy that spray tanned all the girls, I had become good friends with him, and he was like, hey, do you want to like travel and spray tan girls? And I was like, yeah, like I just get to like go to a different place and escape like my life for a little bit. Sure, whatever. So I like went, and I remember meeting the Carlson twins, Lori and Lindsay. They are also superheroes on WoW Women of Wrestling, and that they are the reason that I'm here at WoW Women of Wrestling today. And I am so thankful, so very, very thankful that I have met these girls. Then they have extended a hand and helped me. They had told David McLean about me, and they thought I would be a great addition here at WoW Women of Wrestling. They told him a little bit about my background, gymnastics, fitness, the whole kit and caboodle, and I remember I finished an independent booking, and I just was so down on myself, man. I just was like, man, like there's got to be more. There's got to be more. And all of a sudden, my phone rings, and it's like, this is like a Lifetime movie. Like, it just feels like my phone rings, and I like answer, and I'm like, hello? And it's like, hey, this is David McLean, owner of WoW Women of Wrestling. How are you? And I'm just like, oh, like I'm doing very well. And I was chatting with David for quite some time. And I just recall at the end of our phone call, I just was like, okay, yep, David, I can't wait to meet you next week. And I hung up. And I just was like, oh my God, like I was literally just putting in the universe, like that there's got to be more, there's got to be something else, there's got to be the next step. And now it's like, this is literally right in front of me. Like I was on the phone and it's like, it literally was like, okay, I'll see you next week in California. And like, I'm still just sitting here thinking like, okay, this isn't real. Like, you know, like ask and you shall receive. And it kind of like just was there.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know it, I just remember sitting there and I'm just like, okay, this is it. And then the next thing you know it, I'm literally standing in the ring talking to David McLean, owner of WOW Women of Wrestling, that airs on CBS. And I was like, oh, okay, this is real, I guess.
This is very real, yeah.
Yeah, so to say that everything is intertwined, and it feels like my journey at WOW Women of Wrestling happened overnight and like a blink of an eye, phone call, and I was there. And it's like, that is what had happened. And that's what like,
Right.
you know, transpired. But it's like, this is a lifetime in the making. My persona at WOW Women of Wrestling, I go by Ariel Sky. It is an extension of myself. It really is just years of, you know, athleticism, determination, focus, but more importantly as well, like the struggles and the hardships are displayed there as well. And I believe you can feel that and see that in my promo after my win. David interviews me in the ring, and I just kind of, nothing was scripted. I kind of just spoke from whatever came out, and I just was like, wow, like this is really, really cool. You know, this is my lifestyle. This isn't a gimmick. This isn't something someone's telling me to do.
Right.
You know, this is a vision that has been there since I was a little girl, you know, and it's really cool to see Ariel Sky come to life on WOW Women of Wrestling.
That is amazing. They always say the best gimmicks are ones where it's just you turned up to 11. And the fact that you are just being yourself on screen in front of all these people. And again, the aerial moves, you know, no pun intended, that you're using are absolutely incredible. And I can't wait to see you include even more to your repertoire, because, you know, I imagine you are still working on stuff behind the scenes that once you nail it and feel more comfortable, the people are just going to have their minds blown.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to spoil anything, but this August you could catch myself and all of the WOW Women of Wrestling superheroes live at the Belasco Center, Belasco Theater, I'm sorry, in California. And I'm just saying, I've been working on a new finish, and I don't believe that any female wrestler has used this. Not only I think so, if I've done my homework right.
Okay.
And I've been practicing it, and it's interesting because certain moves, not that they don't translate to wrestling, but certain things say I would feel comfortable doing on, say, we'll take balance beam out of the equation, but like floor or like a tumble track. Like I personally throw like double fronts, which would be 2 front flips in a row, or 2 back, or a double back, 2 back flips in a row. And it's like, I'm comfortable doing that on tumble track or floor, but it's like, if I had to do that on the top rope, I think I would be very, very scared. So so certain things I'm like trying to work on and smooth out. And also, very fun fact, I'm petrified of heights. So like,
really,
I'm so scared of heights that it's like so funny, because like I think like I'm not scared of the move, but sometimes I get up there and I'm like, whoa, this is high.
Do you have a name for the maneuver? Well, I'm not going to ask you before, but I'm just curious. Do you already have a name for your new finisher?
Yeah, yes and no. There's like a few names that of like it I could say it and it really wouldn't like give it away.
Okay.
Like because it could also be used for like other high flippy stuff. A skyscraper.
Oh, good.
And that's really all I got. A few fans had sent me suggestions, which like I love suggestions. Someone on the Independents had sent me something to relate to that, and I started like using it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I believe I won't even take credit for it. I believe a fan had tweeted out at me saying, oh my God, I can't wait to see more of Ariel. She's going to take WoW sky high. And I was like, I love it. So I've been using that. Thank you to whatever fan had blessed me with that. But yeah, I'm super excited to take WoW sky high this season.
There we go. I did see that WoW got signed on for season 2. What can people look forward to, if you know, seeing from you and Team Spirit?
Honestly, your guess is as good as mine.
Oh, okay.
But I want to say a lot of high flying stuff from there. But yeah, I don't really want to say much more. I don't know what I'm allowed to say. And I mean, honestly, I know as much as you, so we'll see. I'm excited.
There we go. Now you look like you're having an absolute blast with Team Spirit. How much fun do y'all have kind of trying to put things together, and not only with your backstage stuff, but in front of the people as well?
Yeah, so I am having a blast, especially because, you know, Coach Campanelli and Randy Rara, they are phenomenal. They are super creative. Coach is hysterical. So it's a lot of fun, but when it's go time, she means business, and she will do whatever it takes. I mean, whatever it takes to win. So yeah, like I feel like we're just trying to think of different strategies to win the match, you know, and to also just keep the people entertained. You know, we are a more of a high flying team, so we're not gonna really do a lot of mat wrestling or anything, you know, not that we can't, but people, I think they want to see our more athletic side and stuff. So trying to think of a game plan where we can just come out on top and win.
There we go. Now I want to go back to the mental health a little bit, just because as much as your world, I mean, I guess since you've been 5 years old, has been a very physical one, it's also a very mental one as well. You talked about earlier, maybe not feeling good enough or whatever it was, considering your sport, unlike other sports where it's a score or, you know, points win the games. You guys are going off of what people are judging you guys by and how you're doing, who you are really. I mean, we've seen it in other movies and TV and sports, and then now you are in the world of professional wrestling, which has a very fun past and history when it comes to politics and everything like that. But it's just a physical aspect in general of not having, maybe not feeling up to doing, maybe not feeling up to going to the gym or feeling up to eating properly, even though that's obviously a gigantic thing when it comes to your physical body and feeling and everything. How do you kind of work in, and what do you do for your mental workouts?
Oh man, I'm laughing only because like where do we begin? I've been through it all. And I feel like that's just like so vague saying that. So I will backtrack in a second, but I will just start by saying, man, is it freaking hard, because you'll get to a point and you're like, yes, I beat this, and I feel like that's a terrible word, or like I recovered, and then the next day you're just back to square one. So it is a constant work in progress, a process. It's constant work. Okay, where should I start? So my